Have you ever wondered what games you should keep or you should lose? Find out here at Purge Reviews.
Epic Spell Wars at Mount Doom on the skies of Skullzfyre, whatever the heck this game is called. We just call it Epic Spell Wars. Is a take-that battling game of pure luck and joy. When you're playing this game, you are going to laugh at the artwork, kind of what's going on, how you're hitting other people, and all kind of the goofiness and randomness that's going to go into it. If that sounds like nails on a chalkboard or nails being driven in your head for some reason, this is not the game for you. This is a game about silly, out there artwork, and that is a huge appeal of this game. Cryptozoic has put out a game that has a style almost amongst itself when it comes to board games. This is something you're going to find appealing or not. I feel like this is a big draw of the game. It has that like heavy metal Aspire look to it. Some people are going to find this really off-putting. The jokes inside can be dirty in nature, and I don't know that's going to appeal just to everybody. And I would probably say those with kids probably do not want to come into this game atmosphere. As your kids get older, teenagers, based on your parenting skills or what you deem appropriate for your children, you may be okay with what you find in this game. There isn't going to be anything too bad, but know that the jokes are in there. Now, as for the game itself, it's going to be a take-that game of just battling and trying to get everybody else's hit points down to 0, and you're going to be fighting. But there are randomness when you set the cards up. You can always play like 3 cards, and if you don't have the cards, you can't play them. If you do, you're going to have a more powerful spell. And it's just kind of fun in that regard. The more powerful, the later you go in the round, etc. And you're hoping you survive until that point. Now, I have a hoot playing this game. I think it's really, really funny. I just know that's not going to be for everybody, but it's going to be for a lot of people. And they're really going to enjoy this one. If it sounds terrible to you, then you're definitely not going to have your mind changed by playing this game. Steer clear. It is absolutely not for you. If you don't mind a little battler game, take that's very simple and easy to play, then this could be interesting to you. I think there's a couple different versions of this game that's come out, but the artwork in the game is what you're going to find appealing. If you don't like one of those, then you're not going to like this. Find some other card battler game. There's tons of them out there. But if you do find the artwork appealing and you like this sort of game, definitely give this one a try. It is very funny, very fast, easy to play, and I had a really good time playing it. Now, I'm not going to be keeping it because I play a lot more with my family, and the artwork and the tone of it probably isn't going to go along with what we want to play with the kids for now, and there are a ton of these games out there. I had it for a long time, though. Don't let that sway you one way or another too much. I did have it for many years. I played this game a lot, but maybe I just played it out. It's going to be a purge for me now. Here's Epic Spell Wars of the Battle Wizards Duel at Mount Skullzfyre. You can see the artwork is going to be very fantastic, but that has that heavy metal feel to it. You're going to get a rule book, which we'll take a look at in a few minutes. Then you're going to get, basically get some little dice and tokens. These are nothing to write home about. The cards are going to be where the game shines. So it's going to be a little bit more heavy metal, going to be some vulgar, not vulgar, but just like this, like just Ren and Stimpy almost type artwork that you're going to have on it. Pan Manipulas. But the design of the cards are pretty good. You have some icons down here at the bottom and the text that are on it. You can see all that pretty well. And I think the quality of the cards are fine. Then you're going to get 6 player cards. These are just going to sit on the table. There's no player powers or anything. It just kind of tracks your health here. There's really, you can see Tickle Bottom is the one I usually perform as. But you can see there's some females and males and etc. But really there's no difference between these. These are just for the artwork, I suppose. There's Pister, the Pissed Wizard is one of them. Then you're going to get this great Mount Doom fighting thing, that 3D cardboard thing that will stand out. This serves no purpose in the game, but you get it anyway, so put it together. There you are. Components are fine. The artwork is what's going to sell this game. You're either going to love or hate this game based on the artwork alone. And that's the game. Here is the rule book. You can see a picture from the front of the box. Going to get a little bit of a story. Kind of tells you what's going on here. I won't spoil any of that. You're going to see a picture of the spells, how to build them, the components. There aren't any picture of all the components. Bummer. But it's really just some dice, a couple tokens, and the cards for the most part. It tells you a little bit about the cards, how to build a spell, which is super important in here, and how to place them down as you're playing. Then a turn order reveal. Now, the font in this game is insanely bad. I don't like that choice. But there are examples. You can see some pictures here and etc. And kind of goes through the different effects that you can see on the different cards. And then the decks, etc. You can see some flavor text that will be thrown in here to kind of tell you everything, how it goes. And then the end of the game and how to score up. And that's pretty much it. So the back is a cheat sheet of what's going to be had. I really don't have a problem with the rulebook. It's a very easy read, believe it or not. I didn't like the choice of the font. That's my biggest complaint, which really isn't much. You can read it enough. So, probably an A- on the rulebook. Everybody's going to choose a character. You can choose whoever you like. I like Faye Ticklebottom, the Enchanter. And you get to put one of your hit points on 20. If it ever reaches 0, then you will be dead for the round. And what you're trying to do is reduce your opponents down to that amount. When you do, you get a last wizard standing token. If you're able to gain 2 of these tokens, i.e. you win 2 rounds of the game, then you are the winner of the epic battle. Now, when you die in the game, you're going to gain 1 of these for the round that you die in. After you draw in your starting hand, next game, draw 2 additional cards. So each time you die, you're going to get a little power to utilize in the next game. A little bonus for being the person that died. Beginning of each round, you'll draw up to 8 cards. This will be the cards you can use for the round. On a turn, what you really want to do is have a source, a quality, and a delivery. And when you play these, you can see it kind of makes a picture that you would have here. Now, there are any number of deliveries or qualities that you could play during the game. And these will all have different effects that will be on them for sure. And depending on what you play, different things might happen during the game. Now, you could play a quality, and you could play a delivery. You could play, maybe you just have just a source, and you want to play that. And that's fine too. But normally, if you're able to play one of all 3, that's normally going to be your best thing. So what's going to happen is each of the players are going to put these over, and you're going to play your cards face down. Then, if you play just 1 card, you will play first. So you'll flip it over, you'll do what it says. Then everybody who played the 2s will go next. Everybody who played all 3 will go next. Now, more than one person played 1, 2, or 3, you would look at your delivery number right here, and whoever has the highest number would play first. But the cards are pretty easy to kind of go through. So you would say, Beard, Blasties, Boulderific, Mercy Killing. This card copies the text of the delivery of your spell. So this card is going to do what this card says. It says target your weakest foe, whoever has the least amount of power, and then you will roll the power dice, and based on your numbers, you will do a number of damage. Then I would do this. Deal 1 damage to the foe to your left, 2 to the foe on your right, 3 damage to the next foe on your left, and so on till you damage each person 1 time. And then I would do this one again, because I only did it once because of this. And there's a number of things that you can do. There are some treasure cards that you can obtain during the game, but the majority of the game is going to be playing this out and trying to get rid of your opponent's health so you can win the round and get a last wizard standing token. And that's a quick overview of how you play Epic Spell Wars. Who should buy this game? I feel like this game is like your perfect teenager to 20-something game. And if you that humor survives with you, I keep a lot of my juvenile humor also, this game will play to you also. Once you've seen the humor a few times, that's kind of the problem with the board game with humor, is that once you've seen it a few times, is it going to make you keep laughing? Maybe if you're playing with somebody new and they get to laugh at the joke the first time, I kind of get giddy about that. But when you're playing the same people all the time, you know, I've heard that joke, let's move on. I think that's just common with comedy, right? Some things will keep you laughing, other ones won't. But sometimes a new crowd can spice it up a little bit. I think this one will be that. This is a good game for teenagers, but not all parents of teenagers are going to be okay with kind of the jokes and the artwork that you're going to find in this one. Not that it's too dirty, but just be aware of that. I hate to keep pressing on that, but it is a concern, I suppose. The game itself is simple. A lot of battling, a lot of take that, going to be attacking other players. That sounds interesting. Check this one out. Fortunately, it's going to be a purge for me, but we may have played this one out more than it's common on the game itself.